Welcome back. This is Microsoft Virtual Academy. We are getting started with Template 10, Darren.
I think we're actually close to getting finished with Template 10, actually.
There's so much to Template 10. And in fact, I'm going to pull up a slide here, and this is the Template 10 overview of all the things that make up Template 10. We are attempting to go through every single box. We have. I'm looking at it, and I'm so proud of us. We are currently in the controls, the far right-hand side here, and we're going to go through all the key controls in Template 10, starting with the page control, the page control, and
the page header,
including the page header control. Thank you. I went to slide 4, and now I need to go back. Do you know what the slide number is? Like slide.
I do. It's 106.
Don't you hate those presenters that have so many slides? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the page header control, and it's worth talking about a philosophy here of why are UI controls showing up in Template 10 at all, and it really has to do with things that are repeated. We just want to keep the things that are repeated. We don't want to solve edge cases. We want to solve mainstream cases. And mainstream
contributors often ask, where is the line drawn?
Yeah.
And I guess to a certain extent it feels somewhat arbitrary from their perspective because this is something that they need.
Yeah.
But they already have it. It's really we're trying to determine whether it's a general enough use and it's a problem that's going to be solved time and time and time again in that specific way for it to make sense to come into Template 10.
Yeah, like the ring slice.
Yeah.
Let's leave that one alone. Yes. All right, so we're starting with the page header. Every page needs a header, and you want them all to look alike. You can create your own to look however you want. We are basing all of our UI, more or less, on the News app that ships with Windows 10. So as we make changes to Template 10, it will be because the News app gets revved as well. And so right now, we're basing our header on the way that the News app header looks. But so you know what it looks like and how we're doing it. All we're doing is simply deriving from the command bar and going from there. So it's pretty nice. You can do a lot with it. Let's talk about what we give you. So there are 3 things primarily that are in the properties catalog. The first being text, right? So that you can set the title of your page, and that's nice enough. We also, by the way, that is an override of the content property, so that you can, if you don't like the way we're formatting your text, you can easily put your own in there as well. We also give you the ability to have primary and secondary commands. Remember, we're inheriting or deriving from the command bar, and so you get the capabilities of the command bar as well, which have the primary and secondary. In addition to that, you also get a back button already built in. So it doesn't work out of the box. You have to say back button visibility equals visible. Then from that point forward, you'll have a back button. You have to wire up the frame so it knows what it's going to be navigating. And we'll show the demo of that here in just a second. Other capabilities that it has really is that we've exposed quite a few style properties, more than just foreground and background. Several other properties that you can go in and manipulate so that it looks correct. We do that on purpose, obviously. And a little secret, the ellipsis behavior is built into the page header and set to auto. Is that right? I think that's on the backlog, actually, but it will be.
By the time you see this.
That's right. Okay, so let's look at just the basic syntax. It's easy enough. In this case, we have a page, as you know. We would one piece that may be missing to this is we would align it to the top. Is it automatically? There's some missing pieces here.
Yeah.
But this is the heart of it, right? Where you say page header. And remember, you don't get a back button until you also set the frame. Otherwise, it doesn't know what to navigate. So this is doing 3 things. It's setting the title to details, showing the back button, and then enabling a back button by setting its frame. If there is no way to navigate back, then that button is completely invisible. So don't think it's going to be disabled. It'll actually be hidden, which is terrific.
Yeah, if you're using the page header inside something that supports more navigation capabilities, then you may not actually specify the frame.
That's right. And so to make sure that's clear for everybody, we've kind of laid out the steps if you want to enable navigation. So go ahead and make that reference to the frame, and then set the back button to visible, but you make sure that it's in a place where navigation is possible, with the added benefits of it won't be visible if the shell back button, that's if it's shown in the shell some way. So that's if it's up in the title bar, or if you're in tablet mode and it's down in the taskbar, or if you're on the phone and you have a back button there. Any of those are true, then it will also hide the back button. So this is all great, all handled for you right out of the box. And then you can override all of this business in in your own way if you want to. So it's extensible, or right out of the box, it just works in a kind of an intuitive way as well. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about styling.
Styling, yeah.
Styling.
Making it your own.
Making it your own, right. So we
because
can definitely
everybody
change.
needs an orange and red.
That's a beautiful, that's terrific. All right, so if you do set the text, you can set the foreign background colors of it so that it matches as well. And there's an issue with the command bar that a lot of people think this is an issue with the page header, but it's not. And that is the secondary actions submenu uses the system colors instead of the automatic color or the custom colors you've done here. That was by design. We'll see if it stays that way, but we are just obeying the command bar and going along with it. So if you set the background to orange, for whatever reason you like orange, and then you open up your secondary commands, you'll see that the secondary menu background is not orange. And so we're going to call that by design, and it's okay. I've kind of gotten, I've fallen in love with it, Darren. I've fallen in love with it. Terrific. All right, let's talk about how commands work. When we lay out the commands, it's as easy as dot primary commands and dot secondary commands. You can use 3 types of commands inside your app bar. You can set app bar buttons, app bar toggle buttons, and the app bar separator, so you can line things up the way you want. As you put them into the primary commands, they actually show the icon. When you move them into secondary commands, they hide that and list them only as almost like the pop-up list that you would see in menu for Windows Phone. So it's handled that way as well. So it's really, really nice. This works on every device as well, of course, like you would expect it to. So pretty cool, pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Might make more sense if we open up Visual Studio and take a look.
Sure. Let's have a look at the Visual Studio on my screen. So first and foremost, we were talking about styling and how we could bring those colors in. So you've seen this before if you've seen some of the earlier videos where we have our styles in custom.xaml. And we've declared our constants that we're leveraging across our application as a whole. And so here we've defined an override, if you like, for the system's accent color, made it orange-red with a contrast color of white. If we come down into our theme dictionaries within our light theme.
Developers not familiar with ReSharper might wonder how you get that little orange underline right there.
Because I have a magic tool that makes it really nice and easy to see these things.
ReSharper gives that to you. It's very nice, actually.
It is very nice. So we come down into our resource dictionary. We've got our light theme. And so here's where we're defining a set of styles that's going to apply to our page header. So we've got a target type of page header. This means it's going to be attached to every page header instance in our application, rather than being a keyed resource that we attach by specifying a particular key name. Then we've got a series of
implicit style.
Exactly. We've got a background, foreground property that are using our system accent color brush.
Nice.
And also pulling in our visual state narrow min width and normal min width. And that will tie in with our hamburger, which we'll talk about next.
Yeah, so that will be a different session where we talk about how these 2 controls interact with each other, the page header and the hamburger.
So if we have these values, if I bring up a little demo app that we've got, here we can see our gloriously colored.
That is orange.
And to mention or show what Jerry was talking about earlier on, here's our system menu with our secondary controls, and we can see that the background of that is in fact the system colors as opposed to our blood orange.
Blood orange.
Blood orange. I prefer blood orange to red orange, don't you?
No, I like blood oranges though. I mean,
they're nice. They're very nice.
A weird name, but they're delicious.
Absolutely. And as you also demonstrated this beforehand, but here is how you would specify your secondary commands. And so we've just got our app bar buttons that are being bound into our view model click event handlers with our various labels and so on and so forth. So again,
putting that implicit style, by the way, up into your custom XAML means that you can put a page header on every page and know that it'll look like each page all the way around.
Exactly. It's a great way to apply consistent branding.
That's right.
And so there we go. We can see that we have our 3 app buttons specified here, and they drop straight down here.
Perhaps this is one of the simplest controls in the library. This is the page header control. You get it for free inside Template 10. Good luck.